Welcome to our video on how to create your first parser in ScrapeSuite. In this video, we'll show you how to use all the basic features and elements in ScrapeSuite to build an effective parser. Let's get started. First, we need to create a new project. From the main menu, select Create New Project, enter a name for it, and then click Create. Done. Now we have a workspace. To load the page you want to parse, go to the HTML section in the project's dashboard, and then click on Import New HTML. Paste a link to the website you want to parse, or load the site from a file. Add a name to this HTML and then click the Create button. To hide unnecessary elements, let's use the Hide in Elements feature. In the main container settings, find the Hidden Elements feature, then click on the desired button and select the elements you want to hide. All hidden elements will appear in the list labeled Hidden. Click on Press to compile, selecting to confirm. Now let's create a content block for data extraction. Click on the area of interest on the page, for example, the name of the product. In the settings of the new element, select the content type and give it a name, for example, Product Title. The CSS selector for data extraction will be built automatically for the specified area. You can also customize it manually. You can also add an additional selector. To do this, you need to click on the content block you want to add an additional selector to, and then press Add New Selector. The following parameters exist for each content block. Name is the name of this block, which is used to identify it in the JSON results section. Element selection. This is where you select what data to parse. All elements. Only first element or only the last element. Is optional. Enable this function if the element will not always be present on the page. Content source. Select whether to extract text content or an attribute value. Post-processing. You can add post-processing to the data for this block if necessary. After configuring all settings in content blocks, you can click on the Press to Compile selecting button to confirm. This action will save your data and settings and show the result in JSON format. Now let's create a container block that helps to organize the data into logical groups. Click on an area of interest on the page, for example, a product description block. In the settings of the new element, select the container type. Let's give it the name description. The container type name parameter will be set automatically, but you can also set it manually. To get information from the container block, we just need to click on the area of interest inside the container and create the content block. The following parameters exist for each container block. Element selection. This is where you select which elements to parse. All elements, only first element, or just the last element. Optional. Enable this function if the element will not always be present on the page. Subordinate operator. This function sets parameters for operators subordinate to this container, or, and plus. Now we can create a container type block, which will give us the ability to add another area of interest to our container. Click on the container you want to add container type to, and then click on the Add New Type button and select the new region of interest. The container type name parameter will be set automatically, but you can also create your own. The following parameters exist for each container type block. Container type name is the name of this block, which is used to identify it in JSON result, and the subordinate operator function. It sets the parameters for the subordinate operators of this container, or plus. To extract information from the container type block, we just need to click on the area of interest inside it and create content block. Review the retrieved data in the JSON results section to make sure all the data is extracted correctly. You can go back to the edits and customizations if needed. Congratulations! You have successfully created your first parser in ScrapeSuite. You can now use it to extract data from web pages, which will make your work much easier. Thanks for watching and good luck with your data work.